Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Banstas. Hope you're well on this Tuesday night for our Aubameyang assigned the tin and review of the Premier League. We've got a couple of great guests with us tonight. Jack from All Leeds TV. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
Sound, yeah, mate. Cheers. Thanks for having me on.
No. Glad to have you, mate. Glad to have you. And we've also got the man himself from Leicester, and that is, you all know who it is. It's Mr. Fardy.
Yeah, only 3-0, lads. Only 3-0. What a start. What a start.
And you got a goal, didn't you, Fardy?
Aye, 2.
Oh, two goals. We'll get into that in a minute, Fardy, but we'll carry on for a minute. AKA Lee Chappie, obviously, everyone. Just want to say welcome to everyone of the people in our chat. Too many to mention at the moment, but we're going to get straight into the stream tonight. Diesel, you're back. How you been, mate? Hope you've been well.
I'm back. I'm fully refreshed. Yeah, all good. Thank you, mate. All good. Always a pleasure having Lee on, and a debut to Jack being on the channel. Luckily for you two, we have a very classy chat room, so there won't be any. There'll just be banter, and that is it. No abuse. Funny what you said, actually, Tel, about there's a lot of people. Sorry, I've got to do it because I love running through these. Right, very quickly. See how quick I can do it. Hello to Talking Arsenal Manic, David Dundas, Conor McCrudden, Bertrand. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. God, it's all the same people here. Seamus, Hayder, Alan Attic, Chadwick Moffat, Intellectual Investor, Bertrand again, Jake Davis. How are you, mate? James Dunlop, Keith Kim, and Chaos. Boom! We've done it.
I recognise some of those names too. They come into my chat as well. It's mad.
Excellent. We've also got the man himself, Claude. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
See Claude in the building.
Before we do, you just shouted out Chadwick Moffat. I haven't seen you for ages, Chadwick. I just want to make sure you're all right, and I hope you got the merchandise, mate. Let me know.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. He got it.
Oh, excellent. No problem. Glad you got it, mate, and I hope you're well. Right, let's get straight into it.
I think it came in a dinghy boat. I think that fucking boat got it. Right.
Let's get this over and done with straight away, Claudio. First of all, it's about time. We've all been waiting for it. And this man, Aubameyang, has signed a new 3-year deal.
Yeah, and what I told everyone, the same thing before lockdown, that he's already signed. He's signed then. They just want to make a big thing of it, and that's it. Got done and dusted. 3-year contract. A lot of people are saying it was the influence of Arteta. I could say it's probably 375 million reasons else that persuaded him. No, 375,000 reasons why he's re-signed on the dotted line. But yeah, it's great. It's great to have him on board. But now we have to put players around him, a couple of more players around him, and then it'd be lift off. Then hopefully.
Yeah, no, I do agree with some of what you said there, Claude. Diesel.
Right, the positive is obviously it's Aubameyang. You know, it's probably it's our biggest signing. It's the signing of the summer for us. Obviously, you know, retaining the services of our gunman. You know, so obviously, you know, we're all happy about that. To echo what Claude said, obviously, we all kind of knew it was already done. Although, you know, from what we were hearing from certain people, you know, inside the club, it's not done. It will get done, but it's not done yet. The only negative for me was I don't like the way he went about it. I don't like the Instagram live, all this nonsense, all the countdown and that. You know, until you've signed your contract, keep your mouth shut, because there's a lot of you know, Arsenal fans sort of, you know, dangling and obviously, you know, waiting and getting depressed and wanting to know if you're signed or not. So stop teasing.
Mate, that's the modern way, though, isn't it? That's the modern way.
Yeah,
The social
media. I don't care who it is. You know, bigger and better clubs, Lee, have played for us, and they wouldn't, you know, dare do that, because obviously you're playing with emotions, isn't you, really? But look, it's done now, so it's done. So yeah, all happy with it.
Jack, just your quick opinion on it, mate.
On Aubameyang, is it Aubameyang or whatever it is? I think
don't worry, Jack. I have the same problem, mate. Don't worry. So we're two peas in the podcast.
Just call him Pierre.
Just say Uber.
I mean, obviously, I'll be truthful. I don't know what any situation is down at Arsenal. It's not something that I look into massively. I know the kid is a fantastic player. I watched him there in Charity Shield. I mean, the goal he got against Liverpool, fantastic. He's obviously someone that I don't think Arsenal could afford to lose. Obviously, you guys who support Arsenal, you'll tell me a lot better. But is he worth 375,000 a week? I don't know. You can tell me that.
Okay.
I mean, it's more 250.
Oh, sorry.
But sorry,
I think that's just with all the add-ons and goals, and if we get top four or win the league or stuff like that. But, you know,
would you be happy? Would you be happy with Arsenal selling that kind of money out?
Well, for me
no.
personally, I think he's the signing of the summer. You look at his stats, his goal-scoring record. I'm sure really any team would like to have that striker up front. You know what I mean? So I think he's amazing. You know what I mean? I don't go with all this. You know what I mean? All this negative. I'm not worried about that. I know he signed the thing ages ago. I kept saying it on these streams. I'm not worried about it. I don't think he's going anywhere. He will sign. I think he signed it 3 months ago, to be honest. But you know what I mean? He's done it now. I'm over the moon, and it's a sign of the summer for me. Lee, what do you think?
I wouldn't say it's your sign of the summer because he's already a player of yours. That's just an extension of the summer, so to speak.
Exactly. Thank you.
I think you're signing. Go on. I think your sign of the summer.
I can't believe Terry's come out with that.
You've came out and you've took Willian from Chelsea. You've been bantered because he's a granddad of Chelsea, but at the end of the day, he's a proven Premier League player. You've got Europa League football to worry about, and it's improved your squad depth on that side. Willian was fantastic, and I think that's the signing for you guys. That was the signing for me, Willian.
Exactly. I mean, I can't believe Terry's come out with that. I mean, Terry, what are you talking about? He's already here. He's already here.
Listen,
so
if he would
it's no different. Unless we keep adding players, it's no different to last season. Yeah, it's no different to last season. That signing of the summer, we still ended up 8th. Yeah, we still ended 8th. Yeah, but it's not the sign. The signings of the summer are the ones that are coming in. And if we can get aouar or whatever, and Thomas Partey, they'll be the signings. And William, and of course, as Lee said, what a fantastic debut.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
If he didn't sign, believe me, all the half of the fans.
But Terry, don't be silly now. He signed ages ago. Terry, don't be silly. If you think he had doubts about signing, do you think he'd be scoring goals and be happy on the pitch like he was?
I knew he signed ages ago because even what's her name? I can't think of it. Debbie that comes in our chat. She messaged me earlier and said, I remember watching one of your streams ages ago, and it was only Debbie and me that said Aubameyang has signed ages and ages ago. Don't worry about it. Everyone forget about it. He signed the deal. And she was
I told everyone. Well, you can tell Debbie, I told people on Robbie's show before lockdown that he was going to sign a 3-year deal. 3-year deal.
I know you did say that. You did say that. But listen. What I'm saying is, if he didn't sign for Arsenal, right? All the half of the fans that are against Arteta now, oh my God, it would have been Arteta out because it would have been his fault because everyone would have said Arsenal didn't go and get an experienced manager to keep Aubameyang to sign. So all this rubbish that he's not a great player.
It wasn't to do with it. It's nothing to do with Arteta. The reason he signed is £375,000 a week. That's the reason he signed.
Where can I sign for that?
Stop being brainwashed by that shit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Let's just move on a minute to Willian. Willian's debut, right? It was a fantastic start. What a fantastic start. 96% pass accuracy. I've just got the stats here. 5 times he entered the box, 5 recoveries, 4 crosses, 3 chances created, 2 shots, 2 fouls won, and 2 assists. I mean, that's a debut.
Yeah, it's great debut. Great debut. But I would say 95% of the Arsenal fans didn't even want William. And they laughed at him. They laughed at him when we got him. All the Arsenal fans, 90% of Arsenal fans laughed at him.
Can we take him? If you don't want him, can we have him?
I'll have him.
Exactly. And said Arsenal are going backwards. Why are we buying him? Why are we buying him? That's what most of them said.
No, the problem with the William deal was
hang on a minute, right? William's a good player, right? But we've been bitten before by Chelsea, right? So you can't help, right, but look at it and think, we've been hurt before by buying a senior player of a certain age from Chelsea. Didn't really work out, and guess what? We're going to do the exact same thing again. Willian is a good player, I totally agree, because I like him. If he's coming along with 3 or 4 others, I'm happy as a fan. If it's him and that is it, I'm not happy. And Lee, just to your point there, the one thing that really, I'll make you right, he's a good player and he had a really good game, right? But all I'm hearing at the moment, that one game, he's class. Oh, what brilliant. Gabriel had a good game. Oh, my God. Oh, what a world-class centre-half, right? Not us on the panel, right? But the general consensus of this fan base, right? The way I look at it, it's one game. One game.
It is. And against Fulham.
Brilliant. Great. One game.
Exactly. Fulham. Probably one of the worst teams I've seen come into the Premier League. By the way. But anyway, let's move on because I don't want to be keep on about it. Let's move on about the weekend. No, let's move on because we ain't got time. We ain't got time to this. We talk about the weekend's game. At the end of the day, we all knew he was going to sign. If it was a special signing that we got him from Barcelona or something, I'd talk about half an hour. But as he's already here and he signed about 6 months ago, then that's different. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Leeds United on Saturday. I think they done their fans very proud. Yeah. They went to Liverpool. I think yes, a bit. I thought they were unlucky with the first penalty because I think this new rule. I mean the bloke's got no chance of getting out of the way. I thought it was a bit unlucky. The second one was naivety, but I thought they gave us such a brave display. They're going to be really entertaining to watch, and I like this guy. I think they're really going to be entertaining. I think they'll win a lot more games than they'll lose, and I think they're going to be up there or in the top half of the table. So I don't know what our Leeds fans thinks of. What do you think, Jack? Is it Jack?
Yes, Jack. I mean, personally, when the fixtures first come out, I mean, the EFL have screwed us over for that long. I thought, here we go to the league above, and now they're screwing us over to give us the hardest game we could get for the first game back. But yeah, we went there, and I think, Saturday all out thinking, well, just go there, give it a go. Don't embarrass yourselves, just give a right good go, good representation of what Leeds United is, about what Marcelo Bielsa is, and I think they did that and more. I thought that was fantastic from the
I watched it.
I'd say from the 5th minute after we'd conceded that penalty. Obviously, we got some people say harshly given penalty. There's been a lot of dispute about this, a lot of debate about should it have been a penalty, should it have not been a penalty.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, mate. It was bollocks. Sorry.
I mean, after that, how they never give in. And they never give in. And then, obviously, we equalised. Then we go 2-1 down. They still never give in. We go 3-2 down. They still never give in. And then, unluckily, we conceded another penalty in the 88th minute. A proper striker's tackle. Bit daft. But, I don't think I've ever been happier
with a loss.
After defeat as what I was on Saturday. I was just so happy and so pleased with how they performed. You
got to. You had more possession, I think, at Anfield than they did.
Yeah, 52% possession. I think the XG we had as well was 2.5, something ridiculous as well. So I think, overall, we can't. There's no Leeds fan could ever have any criticism about that. Obviously, we don't want to get beat, but we've just gone and played arguably the best side in England, the best side in the world. Yeah. And we've given them a game and we've matched them for 88 minutes.
And you've not got that's one you can tick off that you've played, and now you can focus on some of the smaller teams.
Yeah, but that's where we'll end up probably failing now. We'll play Fulham on Saturday and get beat 2-0 or something stupid. It's mad, isn't it? But it's Leeds. It's going to be a ride with Leeds. I think what I'm not liking at the minute is it seems that we seem to be everyone's second favourite side at the minute. I don't like that. I want everyone to still hate us because that's what makes us Leeds United. Everyone hates them dirty Leeds, and everyone seems to be singing us praise at the minute. No, we want to go back to dirty Leeds where everyone hates us, you know, and makes us what we are.
Listen, Jack,
also, you know, everyone was going, and I think it was. Everyone was going to have poor Liverpool, but that's taking it away from Leeds as well, because I thought they were really impressive. I think that's taken a lot of credit away from Leeds, saying how bad Liverpool were. I think that's taken a lot of credit away from Leeds.
Yeah, Claude, I don't think that's a bit disrespectful to Leeds United as well, because it is, I don't think that people understand how Bielsa as his sides work. Obviously, a lot of Premier League sides would have seen Leeds last year. They wouldn't know, and a lot of Premier League fans would have seen Leeds. But that press and that high press and that energy is not a fluke, and he will do it week in, week out. They are a fit bunch of lads. As I say, they do this thing called murder ball once a week, where it's like a training session where they cannot stop running for. They don't know how long it's going to go on. It could go for 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. Them players do not know, so they have to be prepared. And that's Bielsa. That's Bielsa's training. That's Bielsa's methods. And we're lucky enough that we have got that coach. And, you know, long may he stay with us. But I'd imagine that this will be his last year, which will be a shame for us. I don't.
Jack, I've got to say, looks like you've got a fan in the chat room there.
Yeah.
Jack,
Jack, just quickly, because we done our prediction show last week, and I must say that a lot of people in the chat and on this panel, I mean, said that Liverpool was actually going to walk away with it.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely going to walk away with it. But I actually thought that you could have nicked it. I said it would be 1-1, but I thought you might have been able to nick it 2-1 in the end. And I think you were so unlucky. It was just the fact that you had a defender that had a David Luiz moment. We know that all too well at Arsenal. That gives away a penalty, and that ruined the game for you, really, right at the end.
It did. I mean, what you've got to look at here is, obviously, you probably won't know, but the two centre-halves there, they've only probably met each other 2 weeks ago. And Pascal Stoic is actually a central defensive midfielder. That's his trade. That's where he plays. Put him in at centre-half, and he's playing with a kid he's only met 2 weeks ago. You know, and I can't remember once when Liverpool actually cut us open completely with any real play. I think Firmino probably should have scored. I think Wijnaldum had a half chance, but they never really, with the front three that Liverpool have got. I mean, they are frightening, I'll admit. I'm do a few times they had me head in my hands watching them, how fast they go forward. But the 3 goals that we actually got against them were great team play. They were, every single one of them were fantastic pass, move, and, you know, in back at net. Whereas obviously we conceded 2 pens, a free header to Van Dijk, who, when he's on full floor, you're never going to stop him. And then Mo Salah's world is straight in the top corner. He couldn't put it in any other place. But apart from that, very, very happy with how we performed in this first game, and just hopefully we can continue.
Just on that performance, Jack. Obviously, I know it's only the first game of the season now, but what is your expectations this season, and how do you think Leeds are going to do, and where do you think they're going to finish?
I honestly think anywhere between 8th and 13th. I don't think we'll get relegated. I don't, because I think the one reason why I don't think we'll get relegated is the manager we've got, the coach we've got, Marcelo Bielsa. He's relentless. Obviously, he's renowned in world football for his methods, everything. You hear how the managers speak about him, and how he's turned what, to be truthfully, is a group of misfits that will finish in 13th in the Championship, and within 2 years he's won the league and made them put a performance in against Liverpool like that. It just shows the calibre of the man that we've got, and that's the big difference that we will have over Fulham and West Brom, who've been promoted.
No, you're far more impressive than them 2 teams. I mean, I watched those other 2 teams. They look really, really poor, and look, they're going to struggle. Even West Brom.
Yeah, well, we can move on to that.
Let's move on to West. Yeah, thanks for that, Jack. Let's move on to Leicester, because our friend Mr. Vardy has to go about our past. But listen, impressive performance, Lee. I thought it took a while. I thought first.
Yeah, it did.
I thought Leicester weren't weren't really there, and then suddenly they took over the game. And once they scored that goal, that was it. The game was over. And I actually had them believe it or not, I had a win double with Spurs. Can you believe it?
Well, I was just about to jump onto that, Claude, because you know what? I had a good Sunday afternoon, mate, because we got a nice win, 3-0. And then I sat and ate my roasts, lovely roast spuds, and watched the spuds get roasted at the same time. It was great. Absolutely great. So,
yeah, I remember that, Lee. I saw your tweet. I think they were crispy, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know, I've got to say, Lee, I'm a massive fan of Jamie Vardy, and what he's done in games, what he's done in his career is an example to young players out there never to give up, never to give up on your ambitions, because he's come through from Fleetwood Town now to boss the Premier League goal scoring charts.
He was late.
Amazing guy, amazing player. And you know he does what's on the tin, scores goals.
You're right.
He's brilliant. And his work rate is tremendous. He works the channels. He doesn't stop working. He's an incredible professional, and I really enjoy watching him.
Yeah, we're always worried that he'll take an injury, because at his age, you take an injury and you tend to get a lot more, don't you? But he seems to just keep going. His fitness levels just keep going. I told you last season that it was his fittest he's ever been. I think he's beat that record from last season to this season. So he just keeps going. He's one of these late to the party in the Premier League, but the man's still partying right now, you know, while the others are still gone home. He's got a better goals to games ratio now than Didier Drogba in the Premier League as well, which is insane, really. When you think Didier Drogba had some world-class players around him. Jamie Vardy came into Leicester City Football Club at the age of 27 in the Premier League, 28, and he's got more goals than Didier Drogba. You can't ask for anything else. You can't. He's got to be a legend in the Premier League now. He's got to be. He's got to be.
100%, and. Should have played more games for England as well, I think. Unbelievable player. I just love the way he's come through from Fleetwood Town. From Fleetwood Town. When you think you're at Fleetwood Town, your career isn't going anywhere. But he's stuck at it, and he's come through that, and he's now last season top goal scorer in the Premier League, and consistently scores 25 to 30 goals a season. Incredible player, incredible.
Now, can you imagine if we had him at a younger age in the Premier League? Would something actually have happened to his name? Would people have really took him serious? Because he's overlooked. He's overlooked.
I thought your new signing looked good as well.
Timothy Castagne. Castagne, brought in from Atlanta, Belgian international, which has now completed our trio of the Belgians, including Dennis Pratt, Yuri Tillemans, and now Timothy Castagne. They linked up really well during the game, particularly in the second half, where we just kind of bossed it, to be honest with you. I think it was a 70% possession in the second half to their 30. I think we just clicked. You know, the first half wasn't so great, like you said, Claude, but the second half, we was all over them. It was done and dusted by about the 60th minute.
Who needs Chigwell, eh? Who needs Chigwell?
Yeah. No, the thing is, you know, he was going to play at left back, I think, at the first 3 minutes, and he got moved to the right back, and we had James Justin at left, a young, promising England international as well, maybe, James Justin. Chilwell who, Claude? Chilwell who?
Just quickly,
send it back to Essex.
Just quickly, if it you know, it ain't going to happen because he signed a contract anyway. But I just want to get a different perspective on it. I mean, how would you have felt going into this season if obviously Vardy wasn't your striker? I mean, how well would Leicester do in the season, in the table?
Yeah, that's the big worrying thing. That's the big worrying thing. Take Vardy out of the team. I don't think you can push. I mean, there isn't another Jamie Vardy in the Premier League, so replacing him is going to be an impossible task anyway. But someone like Kelechi Iheanacho up top, I don't think is good enough for 20 goals a season. So realistically, it's still all on Vardy, isn't it? And that's the problem. That is the problem. Where do the goals come from? Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. And that was the only reason why I was saying about Aubameyang, because if we didn't sign Aubameyang, then we would have been exactly the same situation in my eyes, because he's the one who gets our goals. So that's why I say that is the sign of the season for us. Because if we didn't have him, like you just said, you can't go out and replace Vardy. You can't. No. You ain't going to get no one to do that. We wouldn't have got anyone to replace Aubameyang.
Are you going to buy that's got the work rate of Jamie Vardy that would fit into the style that Leicester are playing for Jamie Vardy's style of play? You ain't going to get Kane, are you? He don't run as fast. It doesn't work nowhere near as hard as Vardy does. Yeah. But he does play a different style again. I'm not knocking Kane. Kane's a great striker, but you wouldn't put him in Vardy's place. Who would you put in Vardy's place? God knows who.
There ain't no one out there like a Vardy in that, in my eyes. Like
Terry. Sorry, mate.
Together. Kane's a different player altogether than Aubameyang and Vardy, in my opinion, anyway. Like you said.
Yeah.
Terry, can I ask you? You said, we're lucky we're keeping Aubameyang. Where was he going to go? Who's going to pay that money for him? Who's going to pay it? Well, where was he going? Where was he going, Terry? He wasn't going anywhere.
Into all the reports, like I don't, and all this clickbait, that he was his head's been turned and all this rubbish. That apparently Barcelona and someone else was in.
Where are Barcelona getting £375,000 a week for a 31-year-old? Where are they getting this money? They're skin. They're skin, Terry.
But Arsenal are skin.
Yeah, but we're.
We're not skint. We act it, but we're not.
Terry,
for the Bank of England Football Club.
Let me tell you something, Terry. That is all bullshit about other clubs, right? No club is going to pay what we paid for him for his new contract. Yeah, no club is going to pay. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a clause in that contract if we don't get Champions League next season, because what will happen is you'll have 2 years left, right? And there might be a clause say, well, look, we're not in the Champions League next season. I want to go. So then someone will come in with a big bid then. But listen, there's no one is going to pay that money. No one's going to pay them wages. It's like Ozil. Who's paying those? How many clubs are coming for Ozil?
I don't think we can go and buy anyone because of Ozil's wages. So how can we give Aubameyang wages?
Anyway, lads, just regarding Leicester, just before I shoot, two things. Number one, what I am worried about is the fact that we have got Europa League football and we haven't got the big squad. And I'm worried if we do get just a setback of injuries like we did last season at the end of last season, where we dropped dramatically from Champions League place from September, we'd lost in the last 6 games after the pandemic because of the injuries we had. With squad depth has killed us. I'm worried that that's going to happen again because we've got more games to play. Wolves played 55 games last season. 55.
Yeah.
Can Leicester's squad depth handle that? I'm not so sure. So that's number one. That's a big factor. But the next game we've got is Burnley. So that's at home, our first home game of the season, and it's their first game because their first game was postponed because their opponents, Man City, were in in the Europe. So they've got their opener against us. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm doing a watch along on the Sunday night if anyone wants to join in on that one. And then we've got you boys in the cup.
Yeah, in the cup.
I forgot about that. When's that? Is that on TV?
That's on Wednesday night, I think. Is it Wednesday night at 6 o'clock?
Is it on TV though? Is it on TV?
Sky. It's on Sky.
Let me have I thought it was Tuesday.
Well, listen, I didn't think them League Cup games are going to be on TV.
I think it's on Sky. I'm sure it's on Sky at 6 o'clock.
Anyway, it'd be Leicester reserves against Arsenal reserves, wouldn't it? Really?
Lee, it's still on the Arsenal website. It's still saying between September the 21st and the 24th.
Are you sure? Hang on. Someone sent it me earlier. Here we go. Wednesday, the 21st September 2020, Leicester City vs Arsenal, 6 o'clock Sky Sports main event.
Well, Arsenal were beyond. Obviously, it took up all the time on the Aubameyang video.
I'll send it you now, mate.
That's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem.
There you go. I've sent it you, Tara. I've sent it on WhatsApp. Have a look.
Anyway, mate, thanks for coming on. When is your game? That's a trick. That's a bit of a banana skin because that dice. But Burnley can produce these one-off performances. It's not an easy game, but
no, it never is against them, is it? Bloody Burnley.
But hopefully, I mean, you could be top of the league. No. Yeah,
well, we could be. Oh, Claude, just one more thing for you. The last time we won our opening game, we won the Premier League.
Oh, did you?
The last time we won our opening game, we finished 8th. Anyway,
Just for you, Claude, this one is right. Just for you, yeah. Do you remember the last time we was top of the league?
No.
Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, after 2 games last season.
No.
No, I can't remember, mate.
No.
Can't be here spending all night looking for that.
2016 we was the last time we was top of the league in any season after any game was 20.
I wish I didn't start that off now. Anyway,
you know that famous Emery, you love.
Oh yeah.
He didn't get us up there, unfortunately, but there you go. But thank you very much. We really appreciate it, mate.
I'll be with the Spanish league. And
thank you for all having me on again. Just keep up the good work, and I'll anyone that wants to come over and hop onto my channel, just hop over and subscribe.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Take care, mate, and speak soon. Yeah.
Lee, if that is on Wednesday, and you want to do a collaboration with the game, we'll do it again, mate.
Yeah, man, that sounds good.
Yeah, just let us know.
Okay. I've been told.
Go on, the chabby. All right, mate.
See you later. Nice chatting to you, Jack. Nice chatting to you, Jack. See you later, mate.
Nice one. Jack, we've actually got a question for you very quickly, mate. I'm just trying to find it. Sorry, I know you've been sitting there. It was from Mr. Herbert. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I see that. I know.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's for, as obviously Lee's got to shoot off. If we do the Leicester bit. Question for Jack: can you see any more players coming to Leeds? If so, what positions?
Well, I mean, we obviously know. I think we do need a few more players. We need strength in depth. Obviously, we've got a lot of young players. Obviously not proven at Premier League level, but I always say give youth a chance as well because they're fearless. You can put them in. Let's say Pascal Struijk the other day. He never looked out of place against Salah, Mane, Firmino, and he didn't look out of place. The big talk at the minute, whether it's going through, I think it's De Rodri's from, is it Napoli or somewhere? Yeah. And there's big talk that could be going through, but there's also talk about a young Croatian left back, which I do think that we have not got a natural left back. We have Barry Douglas, but he's not excelled. He has not sort of made that position his own. So I do think that we're a bit unbalanced. It's like we had Dallas playing at left back, and he did really, really well against Mo Salah, and he did whatever he could against him, even though Mo Salah did get a hat-trick, granted, but he did everything he could. But we haven't got a natural left back that I think that Bielsa actually does fancy. Like I say, Barry Douglas is the one that you would look at. So I do think the left back's a position. I do think we need another centre half. I do. I know we signed Robin Koch. I do still think we need that extra bit of knowledge. We've got Cooper, obviously, who didn't play.
Like an experienced centre half.
Yeah, another experienced centre half. Yeah. The big one for me, I know we signed Rodrigo, but he's not a prolific striker. I do still think if that is where we may, even though we scored 3 on Saturday, I do think it'll be a lack of goals will be a worry for us this year. That's the only concern. I think we'll be all right around the pitch because I think his midfield will be fine. Obviously, Calvin, we're all massive fans of Calvin. Calvin is, he's our man. He's Calvin in Leeds. We all love him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about him actually, but yeah.
Calvin, we all love Calvin.
Did he get called up for England?
He did. He just played it last game, for him. Yeah. He seemed to be the scapegoat in the media and the press for what was really an England's bad performance, and I think that he was the one that they picked on. They picked him out, but when you actually looked at the stats after, his stats were far superior to Declan Rice's.
Yeah.
His passes, his percentages, tackles, his blocks, everything were far superior to Declan Rice, but yet Calvin was the one that got attacked from the media, probably because he's a championship player, he's not a Premier League player, or he'd not played a Premier League game until Saturday, and I think they just tried to find a scapegoat for England's poor performance when in truth, I think you should really blame Southgate because I thought his tactics were absolutely terrible the other night in that game.
Yeah.
I thought they were poor.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that, actually, right? Because this is something that I've always thought is there. It's always been there. You know, there's an arrogance and a snobbery, if you like, right, within the media. Now, we were just talking about, obviously, Jamie Vardy, right? If Jamie, for me, I agree with Claude, right? He's a great player. Doesn't get the adulation I think he should get, bear in mind of his journey and where he's come from. But if he was a Man United player, if he was a Liverpool player, oh my God, right? Calvin Phillips, as you just said as well, because he's come up from the Championship, there is a snobbery. If Calvin Phillips played for Arsenal, Liverpool, any of the big clubs, he would not have got half the abuse he got. Wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree totally. Yeah, it is. I mean, again, there was always this talk on the, you know, and I mean, I think there was that statement that Southgate said. He went on about Grealish. He needs to play more Premier League games. Then Calvin comes in. He hasn't even played one Premier League game and gets a start before him, which for me, I were absolutely delighted. I cannot stand Grealish. I can't do with him. I can't stand him. I was delighted that Calvin got in before him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think. I mean, I think there's always been a bit of a media bias towards Leeds as well. It's always been dirty Leeds. The media do not like us. They've never liked us, but seem to have liked us after this weekend against Liverpool. Which, again, I think I brought it up. I don't like that. I want them to still hate us. You know, I want us to be dirty Leeds. We don't want to be liked by anyone.
Yeah. Got a couple of super chats here. I want to quickly read out. DVS said, Diesel, thanks for the Instagram follow. Come on. And
Come on,
Connor, it says he signed the tin. Always big up, Diesel.
Blimey. You'll miss me, ain't you? Thank you very much. Don't go too mad about that because Claude gets a little bit jealous. So,
I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all.
Right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on to the Chelsea Brighton game against Chelsea. Brighton 1, Chelsea 3. What was your thoughts on that, Danny?
Who's Danny?
Jack, sorry. Jack.
I'm a trophy. I didn't watch it. I watched a little bit of it because I want to see Ben White start for them because obviously he was meant to be our player, but Brighton played hardball with us, and I would have loved to have seen him. As I think just what I mentioned there about having another centre half. You know, that kid. I'm sure you'll see how well he'll play because he is a fantastic player, and he is. And I know it's all right. He did it at Championship, but the kid naturally is a great player. He is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't watch it. I don't like Chelsea anyway, so I won't watch them.
Diesel, what was your thoughts on it?
do you know what? I'll be honest. I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even seen the highlights. I will though, because when I saw the lineup, I saw that Havertz was playing, and I really, really like Havertz, and also your Timo Werner up front as well. I think all three of us. I'm sure we went for a 3-0, didn't we, Chelsea?
Yeah.
So, you know, we were close. I didn't think they conceded, but you know, obviously they did. I know you boys covered the game. I mean, how did they look? In particular, Werner and Havertz.
Claude?
How did they look?
I thought it was just like the Arsenal game, just a good professional performance. There are a lot of Chelsea fans I noticed on the football terrace last night. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah,
mate.
Yeah, sorry. A lot of Chelsea fans on that football terrace weren't happy with the performance. And I thought, yeah, come on, they've done enough to win the game. I think it's the first game of the season. I thought, yeah. You've got to remember, the new signings take time to bed in as well. It's not as simple as, you know, flying. But they've done all right. Werner looked very sharp. Won the penalty, didn't he? Won the penalty. Yeah. There was a cracking goal by James. I know 9 times out of 10 that would have probably gone over the bar, but it was a cracking goal. I thought Brighton played very well, and that's why I'm not going to criticise, because I think you've got to give credit for Brighton. I don't think they deserved to lose the game. I think the margin was a bit false.
Yeah.
I thought Brighton didn't play too bad, actually. I thought they played quite well. And then I'm quite impressed with them, actually. Even though they got beat, I was quite impressed with them as well. So, yeah, a good start for Chelsea. And they've got a big one on on Saturday, and I think there'll be goals.
Sunday.
Yeah, there'll be goals at either end. I think because they're both not so secure at the back at the moment. Still got a bit of problems at the back, and the Chelsea keeper does. I'd be worried if I was a Chelsea fan with the keeper they got. But other than that, I thought, it's a good 3-point start, and so that'd be a cracking game on Sunday, wouldn't it? I mean, with Liverpool.
Yeah. Look, I think Brighton. To be honest, I had to change my mind on them. I think we said this during the stream, Claude. I think we had them favourites more or less to be in the relegation zone come the end of the season. But they look quite solid yesterday. I don't think the score really reflects the performance of Brighton's performance. They played really well. Chelsea, I thought, just done enough to win it. To be honest, it wasn't. I don't think it was a cracking game. It was an okay game. But two things I want to pick up on. First is the keeper, Kepa. I mean, what a bad mistake again to let that go in. Unbelievable. And why they're still going to go through this campaign and not get another goalkeeper will shock me if they don't do that. And the next one is the amount of Chelsea fans that were on Talk Sport last night, Talk Radio, and one of them was berating Lampard and saying he should be sacked on the dot yesterday.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
He said, because if you look over since he took over for us, we have not improved. The players that he's bought are not going to improve us because it's the defence that needs improving, and Lampard should be sacked. That's what he was saying. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Well, not all the players were playing. There's only a couple of them, wasn't it? That played Havertz. Who was it? Tino Werner played. Who else was it?
Yeah, but I can only assume he's not saying that based on just that game yesterday. He's probably been built. But see, and this is what I don't get to. This is what I'm saying about. See, like what you just said there, right? Yeah, not digging you out, but what I'm saying, you see that thing what you just said there about after having watched Brighton play, I might have to like revisit my relegation. And I'm looking at that thinking, how can you make that assumption over one game? For me, it's one game. I remember when Hull come up, and Hull were blitzing. I think they beat us in the same week. They beat Spurs. Do you remember that? And I think that
Norwich last season.
Yeah, and I just think over one game, I don't get it. I don't. 10 or 15.
I just think when you look at a team like
Norwich beat Man City.
When you
beat Man City.
Yeah. when you look at the team like Brighton, they played Chelsea last night with the stars that they've got, compared to Fulham and West Brom and West Ham. That's going to be in a really bad situation. I can see Brighton not being, not struggling to be down there. They look solid. They look composed. Obviously, they need goal scorers like most teams down at the bottom. For me, that's what every bottom team lacks is a goal scorer. That's why it puts them in the relegation zone. But I mean, they look. I thought they looked quite good, to be honest. Looked quite.
What do you think? I mean, Leeds have got this sort of rivalry with Chelsea. They don't like each other, do they?
No, I think obviously that goes back to the 70s. And the battles we had back then. It's gone on for a while, and then I don't think that the Frank Lampard being at Derby, and then obviously he's Chelsea, and I don't think Frank Lampard is any Leeds fans' favourite person, and that's to be truthful. In fact, I think we all can't stand the sight of him. We think
what happened there? But there's a bit of history. Was that from last season?
That was from last season, all the Spygate, and he's winging, trying. And Bielsa just more or less showed he did that press conference. I don't know if you've seen it, and he more or less showed every team how to beat Derby. And then in Frank's next press conference, we do analysis too. Just being cocky, and I thought, you're so disrespectful to a fellow manager and to someone who's actually probably forgotten more about a coach team than what you have. And then I think there was that game in the just in the lockdown period, just at the end of the season, and now he's having a go at Klopp and speaking to Klopp. And I don't know if you ever see it, he was chelping at Klopp on side. You'll just sit down, you'll get back in your box. You've won nothing. I think he's just the most disrespectful person going. And no Leeds fan likes him. I can't stand him. and I hope he gets sacked. I don't. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
We've got a super chat from DVS. He said, "What's England's latest news on fans back in?"
I'm hearing now it's about 1,000. They're going to go 1,000 in ground, which you might as well leave it empty.
What we've heard at Leeds is we're meant to be winning every 4 games. As season ticket holders, you'll get to go to winning every 4 games. That was what has happened before the new rules came in, which started yesterday. So I don't know if that's changed or not, but we were due to be able to go to winning every 4 games. You just get picked out in a ballot ticket.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's happening.
It was originally a quarter of the capacity, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I mean
now it's gone to
38,000, something like that. So yeah, I think they were letting back probably 12,000, something like that, or something along them lines again.
But I'm even hearing another national lockdown. So,
well, that's
no one knows, do we? No one knows what's going to happen.
Exactly. All right, let's. I'm sorry. Go on. Sorry.
No,
Jack,
I was going to say, but at the end of the day, when you watch it, football's nothing about fans, is it?
No, exactly.
It's not.
To be honest, I'm actually gutted for Leeds fans because obviously, I mean, it took you so long to come up. And now you've come up, you've done the hard work, and now you can't even go there. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, at the moment, we don't even know if you're going to be there all season yet. Do you know what I mean? So, what a trap to be that. Do you know what I mean?
Sickening. What can we do?
Right, I know. Right, let's move on to the next game, boys. And as we all know, I gave you breaking news on the stream last time. I actually watched the first episode. I tore myself apart. Watch the first episode of the All or Nothing video. I see Claudio in the background. Diesel's just come back from streaming. The Mourinho Appreciation tweets. And here we go. And it's the Tottenham 0, Everton 1. Let's start with yourself, Claudio.
First of all, let's give credit to Everton. I thought Everton looked really impressive. The new signings really looked bedded in. I thought they'd done really well. I thought they played really well. Could have won. Could have had the game out of sight, actually. The chances they missed. Spurs, I think, are missing, to me, a Christian Eriksen type of player. I think they badly miss him. I think they haven't got that creativity, that missing link to get to Kane and Son. I think they need that extra bit of creativity in their midfield. And they look they're really good. But it's only one game. You go on about Mourinho, washed up, finished, and all this, Terry, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And you're comparing him with Arteta because we beat Fulham away, yeah? Right, let me tell you something. If you'd have reversed those fixtures, right, I can tell you now, we would have struggled to we might have got a result, but we would have struggled as well. And if they would have gone, and Mourinho would have gone to Fulham, he'd probably have won the game there. So let's put it into perspective now, right? Before we start writing people off after one game, yeah. And let's get some honesty here now, because I was told yesterday by some mug to tell me to hang my head in shame for wanting Mourinho when we wanted him. Well, let me put it this way: let's compare the CVs of the two guys, yeah. One has got the same CV as Bob Stokoe, yeah? And the other one's won Champions League and league titles all over Europe, all right? So I don't have to hang my head in shame, because I say it as it is, what I feel at the time, right? Mm-hmm. All these clever bastards that were knocking me yesterday, right, sit on the fucking fence and go like sheep, right? All follow sheep, yeah? But they ain't got the bottle to say at the time. They wait till things happen. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is one fucking game, Terry. One game. Mm-hmm. One game in the season. No one's. I hope to God Mourinho fails, because that means we succeed. Because that means my club is going to win the title or be in the top 4. Brilliant, fantastic. I want that to happen. Let's stop scoring points against each other in the fan base. Yeah, stop doing that. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Grow up.
Jack, what's your thoughts on the game?
Well, I seen little bits of it, and from Everton looked very, very good. To be fair,
yeah,
they looked really, really strong. And I'm talking to a couple of my pals today, and they're putting Everton as a bit of a dark horse this year.
Yeah,
they looked well. They looked well. I mean, I know we've heard Mourinho afterwards, which that's the one thing I don't like about Mourinho. I don't think he's very beat your dummy out when it don't go his way. And I don't like to see a manager criticise his players publicly. I think that can be. I think it must have a detrimental effect in changing room when you're just thinking, well, I can't be asked, with him. It's like you say when you look at, say, someone like Klopp. For me, I love Jurgen Klopp, and I always say to myself, them players would run through a brick wall for him. You can just see that he's everything. Whatever he says, behind closed doors, he'll say, but he'll never say it publicly if he has a criticism. And it'd be the same for the fella across the Pennines back in the day, the man that we don't like to speak about, the Scottish fella. And he would defend his players to the hilt, and he probably, as hard as it is for me to say, he's probably the best manager's been in Premier League. But he would defend his players to the hilt. But then I can imagine when he gets them behind closed doors, he kicks boots at their face and cuts their eyebrow open, as we do know. But yeah, I don't like this managers criticising the players in public. I just don't think it's any good for morale.
No, I couldn't disagree with you at all. Diesel.
Yeah, look, as you all know, I'm a Mourinho fan. I couldn't care less what people think about that. You can't argue with what he's done. Do you know what is funny? Because people say, "Oh, that was years ago. That was ages ago," and I'm like, "Well, it's like when you go for a job. Do you know what I mean? You get the job based on your CV and your experience and what you can do. How is this any different?" I think it's very disrespectful to just knock what he's done. A lot of it, if I'm honest, a lot of the reason why a lot of the fan base, a lot of Arsenal fans in particular, don't like Mourinho is because of that slanging match he had with Wenger. Let's be honest. I mean, for me, that's what it really is. Specialist in failure, voyeur, and all that rubbish. I wanted it because I feel a club like ours, who have been comfortable, all these players taking the piss out of our managers. I couldn't see these players taking the piss out of a character like Mourinho. It was more his character I wanted. Someone who don't mess about, who's got, has no fear of dropping a big player. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not prepared to play and put a shift in. You're gone. I don't care who you are, what your name is. I wanted someone like that. But in answer to your question, yes, they lost. For me, Spurs just looked tired. They looked lethargic. They didn't have a clue what they were doing. They looked disorientated. Looked like 11 players out there it was like 11 strangers. But that's not to take anything away from Everton, because I thought Everton played well, especially Alan in their midfield. I thought he was superb. Rodriguez played really well. I'm not a lover of him, but I thought he played really well. But listen, it's like anything, It's like, I've said it earlier on. I'm not just saying it now. It's one game. And to be honest, normally at the start of the season, most clubs are can start out maybe a little bit rusty or whatever. They need a good 4 or 5 games to get back into 100% fitness, into full swing. Yesterday with Havertz and Werner, I mean, if that game was sort of 4 or 5 matches down the line, it could have even been a bigger scoreline. When you got obviously team, a lot of those players, to gel. But yeah, obviously, I think Spurs, they need to buy more. Similar to us, really. We need more players still. We need more players. We need more signings. So do they.
Also, I'll say this, right? Hold on. So I'll say this, right? In the modern day, everyone's going on the last 3 years. I don't think any manager now in the modern day will last more than 3 or 4 years. Those days of 20 years, 16 years, they're in the past, mate. Anyway, I don't care if it's Arteta, whoever it is, because modern day players get bored, and that's what happened with Pochettino. They wanted something different. They all got bored, and that's why he wanted to change more players. And Levy didn't want to do that. If you noticed at the start of the season, he wanted more different players to come in, and Levy wouldn't have it because players get bored after 2 or 3 years with the Same, but now they get bored of the same manager. Those days of a manager staying at a club like Ferguson and Wenger are all in the past. It's not going to happen anymore. You see all over Europe. If you look at Europe in European clubs, Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola and all these top managers, they go to clubs. They last 3 or 4 years and then they move on.
So my only problem with what you just said there is, how can the Tottenham players have got bored of Pochettino when 8 games before they was in the Champions League final?
Yeah, but also they went 3 years where they've gone close, and they've not won nothing.
Yeah, but no,
but they've obviously they. Yeah, but it happens, Terry. Even Klopp, Klopp will go maybe another 2-3 years, and then he'll probably move on somewhere else. I get
what you're saying.
It's the way football is. You look in Europe. You look at the European clubs, the top European clubs abroad, right? You look at them. How many managers have you known, apart from maybe? I don't think there is. I think they're all 3 or 4 years. They change over. Capella, Man City, all the Italian managers, the German manager, in Spain as well. They stay 2 or 3 years. Even at Barcelona, they keep changing. They keep changing. Real Madrid, they kept changing. You know what I mean? It's not. I remember. You remember the guy that kept winning the European Cup for him? He was sacked about twice, and he kept going back and winning again, and then getting sacked. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just that's the way modern day football is. Arteta will be here for 3 or 4 years probably, and then he'll go on. He'll move on, and someone else will come in.
Well, we can only see about that. I mean, look, at the end of the day, let's just talk about the here and now, and that is the here and now.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to tell. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was just saying, them days where managers are like Ferguson and Wenger, they're gone. They're finished. Them days are gone. Well,
I hope we keep ours for the next 15 years if we can.
Oh, exactly. I hope we can keep Arteta the same. For me personally, I agree with you.
Yeah. 20 years.
15 months. You'll be lucky to get 15 months, then 15 years. Anyway, carry on.
I can't believe that you said that, Claudio. I can't believe
15 years.
That just goes to prove
15 years. Come on.
You've got no confidence in Arsenal and Arteta whatsoever. You haven't.
You said you because the likes of you said that about Emery when he was on the 22
I didn't say about Emery. Yes.
Did you tell?
Yes, it was.
Yous were the ones.
It was. No. We got our after we beat the same team we beat Saturday. Our 4-5-1 at Fulham. We've got our Arsenal back. We've got our Arsenal back. They were singing it at the cottage for about 20 minutes. We've got our Arsenal back. They were singing.
So you go to the away matches. You go to the away matches, so you must have been singing it.
And the home games.
I think I'm one of the biggest Emery haters out there, to be honest. Biggest Emery hater.
I only after Baku, yeah. Of course you were.
After the 22 games unbeaten that you keep going on about. How many draws did we get in them games? How many draws?
Yeah, well, just what I'm saying. Even Arteta was getting a lot of draws.
Answer the question.
Arteta was getting a lot of draws last year.
That was last year. Hold up. Anyway. Look. Hold up.
This season hasn't started yet. It's only started one game. Let's get that straight.
Here we go.
If it's at Christmas, we're top of the league by 10 points, right, Terry? Right? I'll get a statue of you outside the Emirates, all right? All right, then. Bloody hell.
Gio's coming with a super chat. It's Claude. Mourinho is an okay manager compared to Carlo. Never go against him. His CV is 10 times better than Mourinho. Hopefully, you sign all up on party.
Ancelotti is an incredible manager. Absolutely incredible manager. Ancelotti's a fucking great manager as well. He's another one to look out for this year. Now he's got his players he wants. He's going to be doing well this year. Yeah, he's good.
But apparently, Claude, he's washed up. Apparently, to a lot of our fans, he's washed up.
Well, yeah, because
he's too old. What's he going to do? I don't care if he's won anything in the past. It's all about now.
Everyone is washed up with it. Everyone is washed up with this lot. Fucking Banter FC, yeah. Go on.
Right, let's move on to the Wolves 2, Sheffield United 0 game, Claude.
Yeah, another. Yeah, are they going to be? Is it second season syndrome for Sheffield United? I wonder, because our team's starting to suss them out. But it's only the first game, and Wolves are always very organised. They've added to their squad. I think they'll have another good season. They look very good, well organised. They took their goals well and defended when they had to defend, because Sheffield United put them under a lot of pressures in the second half, but Wolves withstood it, and they showed another side. I thought first half Wolves were very impressive. Yeah, great result.
Jack?
Yeah, well, I watched again. I watched a little bits of it. I do think that it could be Sheffield United do have that second season syndrome, you know, whereas they've been sussed out last year in unknown quantity. Probably a bit like ourselves, you know. A lot of teams maybe thought, it might be an easy touch, this, you know. And I do like Wilder as a manager. I do think he's got the most out of them players. You know, they've got no big names, they've got no massive names whatsoever, but he makes them play as a team.
Yeah.
Wolves, I mean, a couple of years back there when they won Championship, I think that's the best side I've ever seen in Championship, that Wolves side, and they just improved and improved. And I think the Wolves are going to be thereabouts. Obviously, they've got the money, which we do know. They've got obviously the George Mendes connection, so they'll always attract decent players. And I do think that maybe in another couple of years, I think Wolves could actually be up there pushing, you know, more than top 6. They could be pushing top 4, you know, and be getting in there, because I do think, you know, I do like them. I think they play great football, and they deserved winners of the night anyway, very much.
Yeah. Diesel?
What, Sheffield United?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm with Jack. I agree with Jack. I love Chris Wilder. I think he's a really good manager. You know what it is as well, Jack? I have this thing about, I think they, whether you call them tracksuit managers or not, but I like those old school managers. You know, I watch Chris Wilder in interviews, and he just comes across as a no nonsense. You know, he is non-negotiable. You work for me. If you don't work, you ain't playing. He's one of them. It's my way or the highway. He's very much like a Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm the governor. I'm the gaffer. You know, there ain't no player bigger than the club. You know, I'm the one you know, and you know, we said earlier on about obviously, you know, managers calling players out, and to an extent, I agree with that. But I remember when he came out about the Dean Henderson mistake. And a lot of people, he got a lot of stick for that, because I think he made a mistake in the last minute of the game. I think he fumbled the ball, and the ball went in the back of the net. Chris Wilder actually had a bit of a dig at him in an interview, because I think they lost that game due to that Henderson mistake. But what he was basically doing was trying to basically say, look, he's a man. He needs to take criticism, you know, like every player. And what he said after that was, that could have gone either way. What it done in the end was made him focus more in training, made him want to go into training and prove me wrong, right? Yeah. And ever since then, he didn't really make any mistakes. So it can go the other way and have a positive effect on the player. You know, as if to say, okay, I'll show you tomorrow in training. I'm going to proper, you know. So, but yeah, I like him. And do you know what? We even mentioned on this channel as well, you know, before Arteta got here and Emery left, his name was brought up. Would you have him at Arsenal? And there's a little part of me that thought, you know what? He's the type of character I think our club could do with, you know. But then you get laughed at because it's Chris Wilder, isn't it? You know, he's not glamorous. But for me, I think he's a good manager. The second season syndrome, yeah, it can happen. They haven't got a big enough squad. I think we saw that after the restart. They haven't got a deep enough squad. Again, I agree with what Jack said. They haven't got any superstars. I look at Leeds as a little bit like that. The fact that there's no superstars per se. It's a team of 11, but we're tight knit. We all work hard for each other, and we all go into battle with one another. And I think when you have a team like that, I would rather a team like that than a team of 11 world-class players who are just more or less strangers, egos, and turn up when they want. I'd rather a team like that who are all going to go into battle for each other. Because if you beat a team like that, my God, you've got your work cut out if you're going to beat them. You know, that's how I look at it. And I love that camaraderie, that togetherness. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
I agree with I agree with what you said there, Diesel, and mostly what Claude said. To be honest, I think it is a second season syndrome for Sheffield United. Unfortunately, I don't think they've got many big superstars. But like you said about the team, I think more than the team, it's the manager. Because if you believe in the manager, which these players do at Sheffield United, then you get the best out of your players. And I think that's one of the best things you can say about Chris Wilder. Their actual whole team believe in his philosophy, believe in the way that he wants to play, and and that's what brings out the best in these players. They might not be superstars, but if you're all working together, it's better than any individual. But saying that, like I said, I mean, unfortunately, I do think Sheffield United will struggle this season, and Wolves done really well. Right, let's move on to the next one, boys, and that is Newcastle, West Ham 0, Newcastle 2. Jack.
Well, I think he's definitely under pressure already, isn't he? David Moyes. He's under massive, massive pressure. If I were picking a team that I wouldn't be fearful of going against this year, I said West Ham. I don't think we'll have a problem against someone like West Ham.
Yeah.
I watched some of the performances last year, just briefly watching a few games, flicking on the Sky and that. And I think they're terrible, and I just don't think they've improved in any way, shape, or form. Newcastle are no great shakes either. But I think they made it look so easy against West Ham. They did.
Yeah.
So
yeah. West Ham. That is a bit of a crisis there, isn't there? There's a little bit of a crisis. But it's not Moyes. I don't think it's David Moyes' particular. I think it's the board is to blame now, because they've sold their most exciting prospect. They sold him, and
Sheffield United, wasn't it, Claude?
No, he went to West Brom.
West Brom, sorry, yeah, West Brom. Yeah.
And you could see that you could look at their captain. Face on the bench on Saturday, he looked pissed off, and I think they're going to have a real struggle this year, unless. But so they come to us, so it's a good game for Arsenal on Saturday night. I mean, we should take advantage of it and to really go to town on it. But yeah, they are in a mess, big mess. Newcastle, I think the addition of Callum Wilson is good. Good buy for them. I think he'll definitely get goals. The other guy that scored that goal, he's a good player as well. What's his name? He scored a cracking goal, and it second goal he scored. It's gone out of my head. I forgot his name.
Hendricks.
That's it. He's another good player. They've got some. They'll be there or they're about top 10. Newcastle, West Ham, I think, will be fighting with about 4 or 5 teams at the bottom there. So it's not going to be an easy. So we'll be talking to Dan on Thursday about. Is it Dan we're going, or is it Dom?
Dom, we've got Dom. Just a quick thing. Thursday we've got Dom from our West Ham representative. It's going to be an early one. It's on at 11 a.m. Because Dom's on different work time shifts, so that's the only time we can get him on. So that's 11 o'clock. He's going to come on and give us the preview of the Arsenal West Ham game and give us an insight on what is actually going on at West Ham with obviously the situation. You've got Mark Noble that's tweeting, saying he's not happy with the club. That's it. A long-standing player, fan born and bred, not happy with his own club. Talking out against his own team and own chair people. You've obviously got Jack Wilshere, who's done the same. And there's rumours saying that they're trying to cancel his contract and get him off their books. They've just sold one of their best prospects. So at the moment, West Ham are absolutely in a nightmare situation. So Dom's going to come on and give us all the lowdown at 11 a.m., an early start. Diesel, what was your thoughts on that game?
Do you know what? I was just funnily enough, I was just having this chat earlier on today, right, with a mate of mine. He's West Ham fan as well. He's a West Ham fan, so obviously we was having a chat about what, all the nonsense that's going on there. I maintain what I said in the previous stream we did. The West Ham board are lucky in my opinion that fans can't be in the stadiums. They're lucky because a fan base like them, very good fan base actually. It'd be a riot. It'd be a riot in their stadium. I watched that game. I saw it, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I looked at Callum Wilson. I was thinking, do you know what? Decent striker, decent for 20 million. I was looking at it thinking, West Ham really should have gone in for him. That would have been a decent buy for West Ham. I couldn't help but think it. And again, Ryan Fraser, who's at Newcastle on a free, and I like Ryan Fraser. Nippy, hardworking. Again, a player. I think West Ham. You missed a trick there. Those two players who obviously have been, combining with each other for the last, several years at Bournemouth, would have done a job. They would have done a decent job at West Ham. So, that's how I was looking at it. I had a feeling that Callum Wilson would, get his first goal there, because I think we said, didn't we? I think, I think we got that one right. Sure, I got 3 points on Kiss My Score. I'm sure
I got Newcastle too.
Yeah, we both said 2-0, didn't we? So I was happy with that. Look, Callum Wilson. I mean, it's if he can do a job there, if he can get the goals, or get a decent amount of goals, he'll be treated there like an absolute god. When you look at the past strikers that they've had, I think Newcastle have bought very well, very smart. And I look at that and I think even with a chairman who they despise, right, he's actually gotten some decent signings, so you can't knock him for that. West Ham on the other hand, I just look at him, and it's funny actually, because David Moyes, I feel a bit sorry for David Moyes because I don't think it's his fault. I don't think this is anything to do with him. I think he's crying out for players. It's the board above him. It's above him. But as per usual, he'll be the one who loses his job. They just don't seem ambitious. They let go of that prospect, Diangana, I think. Going to West Brom, and for your club captain to come out and tweet what he did, and Jack Wilshere to follow suit, who, by the way, who hasn't done anything at West Ham. So if I was him, I'd keep my mouth shut and concentrate on your football, Jack. Right? There's, do you know what I'm saying? There's a reason why they want to terminate your contract, and they're desperate for players. But anyway, when that comes from your club captain, that speaks volumes for me. Volumes. There is a lot of unrest in that club. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And do you know what? As we said, I'm crying out at the moment for obviously Arsenal to obviously, put their finger, their finger out and get some more signings. But also, it's not just us fans. I think players are looking around thinking, are we going to get anyone this summer? We need help here. It gives the players a lift. It's not just us fans, and a lot of players have said it, when they get someone, a new player coming in, or a couple of players coming in, it gives that dressing room such a lift, and I think West Ham are crying out for, some new players, but it's going to be another season of struggle, unfortunately. I don't think they'll go down because I think when it comes to it, individually, they've got good players. And if they don't do anything now, I can see them getting some emergency players in January. They've got the money to do it. I just think there'll be 3 clubs worse than them this season, which makes me think I think they'll survive. But Newcastle, I'll tell you what, I think they'll have a decent season.
You know what? What's really scary for me, obviously, just being a football fan in general, speaking to West Ham fans at the moment, they can't even be asked. They can't even be asked with the situation now because obviously, like you said, they can't go to the ground. They can't do anything inside the stadium, right? They don't want to renew their season tickets anyway. The actual team that's there at the moment is not good enough. They're not venting their anger at David Moyes. It's all to do with the club owners.
Yeah,
what can they actually do about it? What can they actually do about it? And that's why I think they're at a period of time at the moment where they just can't even be asked to be bothered about it. And that's the impression that I'm getting from speaking from a load of West Ham fans, and that's quite an odd situation. But it'd be good to get Dom's reactions on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest.
Joe, I think like what you just said there, Tel, I think it rings true, and I think not just Arsenal, West Ham. I think like most clubs. I think when as fans, we all moan about our board or this, that, the other. And I think it just gets, because I'm with you. I've seen a lot of West Ham fans, and it gets to a point where they just, what's the point in moaning? It doesn't get us anywhere. We give up. There comes a point where you just think, oh well. And it's sad to see, actually, because I have a soft spot for West Ham, as I've said many times in here. I know you have as well, Tel. And it's a shame to see, because that is a great little club. It's a great club. Yeah. And they have got a really good fan base, and it's just a shame. Newcastle the same when you look at Mike Ashley, but I'm sure you boys will agree. As fans, we are fickle. We can, obviously go and slag off the board, but if they get us 2 or 3 players who we really want and they manage to get them in, we don't mention the board anymore, do we? Do you know what I'm saying? So,
well, I'll tell you what. A good example would be. Let's be honest. A good example would be Jack. If Leeds and your boards turn around tomorrow and sacked the manager, I mean, what would the fans be like? Come on, you know what I mean?
They'd probably burn the ground down. We're lucky enough. I mean, we can talk about bad ownership, and we're lucky enough now that we've got a man in charge, Rajazani, who, when he came, everything he said he would do, he's done. He bought the ground back, which was the biggest statement of intent that he could do and make Leeds fans believe in him. He did a 5-year plan. He's literally into year 4 of his plan and probably ahead of where he wanted to be. We're lucky now, but we've had some awful owners, Mr. Bates, GFH, God, all sorts. Peter Ridsdale, who was spending £20 a week on goldfish and just giving Seth Johnson £55,000 a week when he only wanted 12,000. We've had some awful mismanagement over the years, but luckily enough now our club's stable. It's nice for us as Leeds fans to actually sit here and feel a bit more comfortable with how our club's getting run, because it's getting run in the right way. Everything's run right, and we're all so happy at the minute.
Brilliant. I'm pleased for you, mate. Pleased for you. All right, we've got a couple of more games just to quickly run through. Let's quickly go through it. Just Palace 1, Southampton 0. Claude.
The only thing you could say about that game was I was on scoring, and that was it. So not much to say. Southampton didn't do. Palace got the win. I still think they'll have a struggle this year, Palace, because I think Zaha will go before the winter. So where he goes is another thing, but he will definitely go, I think. But I think they are very reliant on Zaha at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
But other than that, not much of a game, really. I think a great cure for insomnia.
Jack, what about yourself?
I'll be truthful here. At that time, I was getting prepared for our game, which were on at 5:30, so I wasn't really taking much notice.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even give you any review on it whatsoever. I just know that I signed that kid from QPR, the Eze.
Yeah.
Which I'd have really liked seeing him come to us, but that's all I can tell you about them. That's it.
Okay, mate. Diesel?
Yeah, a bit of a boring game, really, wasn't it? I think on that one, I predicted it was going to be 1-1. I'm sure I said 1-0. It was just, draw written all over it, really. Do you know what? Zaha had by his standards, he had a really poor season last year, and they still managed to scrape through. I look at them and I think they haven't really bought. They bought that guy from QPR, didn't they? But they need a lot more than that, and I can just see another season of just them struggling. Zaha doesn't want to be there. Surprised he's still there, if I'm honest. But yeah, it was a bit of a bore fest. I look around and I just can't see where the goal's going to come from. I know they won that game. I think it was Zaha in the 12th minute. But normally they double up on Zaha. So obviously the key to beating Palace really is mark Zaha at the game. And really, you're more or less there. Benteke ain't going to do anything, is he? And Josh Townsend turns up every now and again. But nah, they ain't got enough for me. But somehow they always survive, don't they?
I can't add no more than what you have put, to be honest.
Yeah.
Good win for Palace, but it was like watching paint dry, unfortunately. And obviously, the last game would come to yourself, Jack, first, and that was Fulham 0, Arsenal 3.
Routine, is that the word? Routine in the end, wasn't it? You know, for Arsenal, I think.
Jack, you know about Fulham more than what we do. I thought they were awful. I mean,
yeah, Fulham were always a side. Obviously, we've had a few ding dongs with them. I mean, we beat them in lockdown. I think it were 4-5. I can't remember what it was, but they were obviously still there. They were in third place. I think they'd won. I got beaten the first game, and we thought it'd been a hard game. We actually tore them apart, but I was surprised that they won the playoffs. I mean, we all thought Brentford. Everyone thought Brentford were going to walk the playoffs, and they didn't. And Fulham did it. But they've always been a good footballing side, Fulham. But again, it's a different animal, isn't it? This league's a different animal. You can be best football side in the world, but unless you've got that killer instincts, unless you've got them players who are not prone to making mistakes, them players who can get you that goal from nothing, you're going to struggle. And I think Fulham will struggle this year. I don't think that they've got them players. I don't mind Scott Parker as a manager. I think he's done really, really well as well.
I like Scott Parker. Yeah.
I don't think he's one of them that should be sacked. You know, give him a bit of time. But I thought it was just a very routine Arsenal win in the end. It was, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I felt what will impress me about Arsenal on Saturday, but I won't go overboard because of the opposition. But what it did impress me is that there were players rotating their positions. There's no one stuck in the same position. They were rotating the formation. We weren't predictable, and we were trying different things. I was in that respect. I was, but that's because I thought it was helped that we were playing a very, very poor side. I'd like to see us, once we played these 2 games that we're playing, when we move up a gear, when we move to Liverpool, the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Man United, how we cope with them big games, the pressure of them big games as well, and how we adapt. That's when I'll probably be able to tell you whether we are really going in that direction that we want to go in. You know what I'm saying? So, I thought impressive win. As I say, you can only beat what's in front of you. Done the job, good professional performance, no more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Hazel?
Yeah, professional performance, as Claude said. I thought Fulham started better than us in the actual start of the game, but I think we, as the more the game went on, obviously, the more comfortable we looked. Obviously, Gabriel, that little bit of for me, it was just a miscommunication or a lack of communication. I don't think that would have happened if Martinez was in goal, by the way. Just saying, just putting it out there. But other than that, it grew in the game. Fulham, to be honest, they worked hard. I think it's just quality showed in the end. I think I'd look at it like that. They need players. I agree with Jack. I've always liked Scott Parker. I really liked him as a player, and I think he's a decent manager. I do. I think obviously he's coming. He's up and coming. I hope they don't sack him because I don't think they haven't really bought much. You say that obviously, Jack, because when they come up last time, they did a madness, didn't they? And I think they bought 12 or 13 players, and in the end, I think that's what messed them up. Too many players at once. Obviously, it took a long time to gel and to integrate them into the team. This time they've come up. They've not done anything like that. I like managers who put trust in the players who got the club there. I do like that because that's a loyalty. But at the same time, it's risk and reward, isn't it? It's very it's admirable, but at the same time, it's such an unforgiving league.
It's different animal completely, innit? We know that. You could have. I mean, I don't want to criticise Arsenal. We've got Patrick Bamford. Last year was absolutely guilty of missing so many chances in the Championship, and yet Bielsa, he sticks by him and he sticks so much faith in him. And to be fair, he scored Saturday. but he also missed a guilt-edged chance. He was clean, and Mo Salah and Aubameyang would have just clipped it over keeper when he was coming out like that, and that's what we're going to struggle a bit. But that's what I said, earlier on. I think the lack of goals for us is going to be a bit of a downfall for us this year. I don't.
Yeah. There was a question there for Jack there. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, Jack. Sorry, mate. Yeah, interesting, really, because I'd like to know your take on this. Which 3 teams do you think will get promoted to the Premier League?
Well, if I were looking, obviously, as things went on, I don't think. If you look, obviously, your 3 that have just been relegated. I'd imagine Bournemouth are going to be up there. I mean, people are saying people tipping Brentford, but obviously Brentford have just pulled Aston Villa's pants down with 33 million for Ollie Watkins, which is just absolutely mad.
What's your take on it? Is he good? Is he decent for that?
He is. He's good, but he's not proven. But 33 million, I'm sorry, but it's absolute madness. I mean, from what I see, Dean Smith just likes splashing money. Like he's monopoly money, just non-stop money. I mean, I can't imagine what he spent in the year and now again. He's absolutely madness. I mean, his chairman must have so much faith in him. The board of directors of Villa must have so much faith in him. When you think they survived by the skin, and I mean literally the skin of their teeth last year, and yet they've gone and given him another 33 million on an unproven striker, which is what he is. And he is a good player, and he would have stopped scoring the Championship last year. But again, as we just said, scoring goals in the Premier League and scoring goals in the Championship are 2 different things. You look at at Pookie for Norwich. He started well last year for Norwich, but then what did he get in the end? What, 7, 8, maybe 10 goals did he get all year? I don't know. You know, and he absolute banging goals in left, right, and centre in Championship. But this is what I mean. But that's absolute madness. But anyway, just gone a bit. I'd imagine that Norwich, because they've sort of kept the nucleus to the side, I'd imagine they could be thereabouts. And I don't think Bournemouth. I don't think they could be thereabouts. But my actual dark horse this year, I've got a funny feeling for Birmingham.
Really?
Teams that are up there this year. I think they've recruited quite well in the summer, you know, and I think they could be thereabouts. Yeah.
I just want to quickly pick up on Scotty Parker, what you said, because I don't know if anyone's here, but even Dave after that game, I thought was absolutely fantastic, absolutely honest. Great insight of the information that he gave for the rest of the season. Do you know what I mean? It was so down to earth, so honest, and you don't see that.
That's why I like him, Tell.
I've always liked Scott Parker, like you. I think he's a fantastic person. He's a great player. But he basically said, you know what I mean? If no one didn't see it, is that we are gonna lose more than we win. Do you know what I mean? Especially in the Premiership this season. So this was a quick learning curve for our players. We've got to be organised. You know what I mean? It's going to be a struggle, but as long as they put the hard work in, you know, anything can happen. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic and phenomenal from Scotty Parker. And that's what you don't see a lot often from managers, to be honest. And he put it up on Arsenal, obviously 3-0. You can only play and beat what's in front of you. Doesn't matter who it is, who they are, the team they are, whatever. I thought we played.
Who did West Ham play tonight? Who West Ham played tonight? Then?
They played Charlton.
They played
Charlton. Charlton don't forget Charlton.
Because they Charlton League Cup, and it's early, isn't it? Early, isn't it? They're going early, don't they?
Charlton, I think you might. No, Charlton was in League 2 last year, weren't they, Jack? Or was they in yours?
No, they were in. They just survived in Championship. They stayed up.
Oh, they did they? They're right at the moment. Obviously, they're looking for a new owner. They're on the brink of going out and being dissolved. What did you think of them last season? Lee Bowyer's the manager, isn't he?
Yeah, ex-Leeds lad. We have a lot of love for him.
Is he still there? Is he still there?
Lee the manager, yeah.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, obviously we've got at Leeds, we're a bit fond of Lee Bowyer, you know. We'll always have a lot of love for him, for obviously he played for us in them Champions League days, you know, when we had an half decent side against semi-finals. I mean, we got beat by them actually at their place, and we beat them last game at season. Obviously, we'd won the title. It was just like a procession. It was just last game. I think they did well to stay up. They did really, really well. You know, he did a great job with them. And I wish him all best. I do. I wish him all best.
Yeah, Bayer actually started his career at Charlton, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. He did indeed, yeah. He did indeed.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the sorry, mate.
Yeah, we've thoroughly gone through everything.
Last question from Darwin. In fact, we can all answer this very quickly. My thought on that, Darwin, is my take on the new signings. Yeah, Willian's a decent player. Who else have we got? Who else? Aubameyang. I'm not really going to count that. That's it, isn't it? Willian. Oh, obviously, Gabriel. Saliba to come in. Yeah, it's all good. All good. It's nowhere near enough, Darwin. Nowhere near enough. If we don't make any more signings, then that is it. We won't get top 4, mate. I'm predicting we get 7th. If we get Partey and aouar, and this is the thing, all I keep hearing at the moment is, which one would you prefer, Partey or aouar? I'm like, why not both? Why not both? Why have we got to pick one? If we get both, to that what we've got already, then we've got a very good chance of getting top 4. But if this is it and this is all we're going to get, then be prepared for another season of disappointment for me, because it's nowhere near enough. I'm just being honest. That's just my view. Claude, tell.
Yeah, I agree. I think Willian had a great debut. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better debut. He was involved in all 3 goals. I thought Gabriel had a little nervy start, but I think that was more to do with the communication, language, and everything like that. And I thought, as I said, I think we still need those another 2 players. We'll get those 2 players over the line. I think we could have a really good season. I just feel that, though, we need to wrap Aubameyang in, wrap him up, mate, because if he gets injured for any length of time, we have had it. We've had it, mate. That's all I can say.
For me, obviously, I think the signings that we've done already, as long as we get another 1 or 2, then I think it'd be an exceptional window for Arsenal, to be honest. Keeping Aubameyang, I think, is absolutely fantastic. One of the best things we could have done. Keeping Jan Saka, who hasn't even got a game yet since signing the new thing. I don't know what's going on there, but, obviously he believes in what Arteta sold him, because otherwise he wouldn't have signed the contract. He could have easily went to Liverpool. Liverpool was after him. We know that from our good friend Craig down at Anfield Agenda. They were sniffing around, asking about him and wanted him. So there's obviously something in there. Gabriel is an absolute fantastic addition to the squad. Like Claude just said, I mean, he made a little mistake, but I think that was down to language barrier or something like that. But I think after that, he had a great game. William will be a great asset to the squad. He strengthens our squad in depth. Going forward, I think we look pretty good, to be honest. If we don't get these 2 signings in the midfield, we will struggle getting top 4. I think we will struggle getting top 4, but we'll push hard. If we get 1, then that will definitely get us on the way into top 4. And if we get both of them, who knows? Who knows what could happen? Because when you look at our first 11, if them 2 do come in with the depth in our squad on the bench, that's what we haven't had for years. In my eyes, Arsenal have not had strength and depth on our bench. I mean, you look at our bench over the last 10 years, it's been absolutely crap. So for me, I think it's all good. I think we're going in the right way. I'm totally in awe of Arteta with his philosophy. I think the players are in with that, and I'm excited for the first time in, say, 6, 7, 8 years. I'm really excited. That's my honest opinion. So, but thanks, Jack. We just want to say thank you very much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Jack. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Thanks for coming on, Jack. Been a pleasure having you on, mate. Real pleasure.
Enjoy it.
And hopefully when we play you, we'll have you and your and the other guy on as well.
There's two. There's a couple more of us. Obviously, there's Joe.
We'll have an Arsenal Leeds preview. I don't know when it's going to happen. That's going to happen sometime in
at the minute, I'm just looking one game at a time. I'm not trying to look too many.
So, all right, no, but I'm just saying when we play you, we'll definitely look at it.
It's November the 21st at the moment, but obviously that will change the date or whatever. It's in November.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it, especially at the last minute and everything like that.
No problem. No, my pleasure. Honestly, I've enjoyed it. Thanks.
Cheers, Jack.
Take care.
All the best, mate. Wish you well. Cheers, Jack. Cheers.
Thanks for obviously Lee Chappie coming on and all, our Leicester representative. And like I said, don't forget Thursday at 11 a.m. We've got Don coming on and giving us his thought on the upcoming Arsenal West Ham game. And unfortunately, the horrible stuff that's happening at West Ham at the moment. Not much else left to say, is there, boys?
No, not much to say, but Mr. Kroenke, can you go get some fucking money out there and don't coming on my fucking chat and not buying any players? Yeah, keep coming on my chat without buying anyone. Right.
I know we're about to end this stream, right? I just wanted to ask you because I picked up on this and I don't know quite how to take it. Did you hear about El Neni, the interview he gave after the game? Did you hear what he said? About, before we didn't really care about giving 100%, but now that Mikel's here, we can see the vision and we can see this and we can see that. I am very, very surprised. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm very, very surprised that there's not been a big thing made out of that, because for me, I think that's disgusting.
It is a disgrace. I mean, you
can't come out as a player and say that. That just goes to prove that these players down tools.
Yeah, and they could do it any time with this guy as well. So it's that's terrible to say something like that. They can't be bothered. You're getting paid that sort of money? You can't be bothered. To get out of the fucking club, mate. I don't want to even listen.
Honestly,
I'm glad I didn't hear it, mate. But then again, that's modern day players for you, isn't it? Modern day.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's all right to take 60 fucking grand a week, but you can't be bothered. Fucking piss off.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's there. Look it up if you want. I couldn't believe it. I just thought I can't. Anyway.
Look at that. Kevin said, Claude, you're an inspiration.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I know, mate.
Be modest.
He's so modest.
I absolutely agree with me. I mean,
Claude, you sexy bastard. And a big shout out to Archie Vlogs. There you go, mate. There's your shout out. Hope you well, Archie. Hope you well. This is a nice guy, Beaker. Thank you very much, mate. Really nice. Thank you. It's you guys who make it, really. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Lone Star. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that. And he said all these players are Wenger signings. They should go if that's what they're saying. Exactly.
Yeah, look it up, man. He definitely said it, mate. Definitely said it. I'm surprised that no one's making a big thing of it, but at the end of the day, I suppose.
I didn't hear it, Diesel. When did he say that? On Match of the Day?
After the game. After the game, we done what they call it, a post-match interview or something. It was the word he actually still the wording of it. He just basically said before we didn't care to give 100%, and I just thought. And do you remember Mertesacker come out and said a similar thing when we was in the Champions League? I think we weren't taking it 100% serious. So, and I just thought that's two players I've heard say that now at this club, and I think what is going on there?
Well, it's the mentality.
I don't know.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you 100%. But if the whole team looks like was feeling it, what else can you do as a team then? As players, you know what I mean? You go to your chairman, you say, look, we're not happy with the manager. You know what I mean? We want him changed. But what do you do? Or do you all say...
there's no excuse, right, saying you don't care. At the end of the day, right, whether you like the manager or not, right, or you're playing for the fucking badge, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? You're playing for fucking a club that is paying you 60, 70 fucking grand a week.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
I'm disgusted by that shit.
But to a certain extent, that shows to me that they've got fucking heart, because they're going to the manager, the chairman, if that's what they're doing, and saying, look, we care about this club. This manager is not right. It's not right.
Come on, man.
Henry, that's how I feel. If that's how I feel personally,
if you know, like, you play. Damn, if you don't like the manager. Well, don't like the manager, then come out and tell him to piss off. Then don't fucking say you're playing fucking 70 grand a week, and you're saying I can't be bothered. Piss off, man. Sorry. These modern day players, man. I wouldn't mind. They're players.
How do you get to Emery from what I've just told you?
Yeah,
what have these players got to do until you start looking at the players? I just don't get it. I just don't understand. They should get a pass.
They should be lucky that they're putting the fucking shot on in the first place.
That's how I got to it.
They're playing in an
so they're down to Emery.
Hold on. They're playing for one of the biggest clubs in England, yeah? They should be proud to put that fucking shirt on, to say they can't be bothered. Fuck off back then. No, bollocks. No, bollocks.
You're taking what I said out of context, and you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I said is that it shows that these players, if that's what it was, because loads of them have said it. Then you're saying Mertesacker said it, Emery said, El Nini said it. There's been loads of other players. Maybe they went to the chairman. Maybe they went to fucking what's his name, the idiot that we got rid of, Gazidi, and said, "Look, what's going on here? This manager is not right for the club. He's not right in the dressing room. He's not telling us what to do properly. We don't believe in him, blah, blah, blah." How do you know that? It's the same situation as if you go back through the years. Ian Wright did it to Bruce Rioch.
I don't give a shit.
Went to the chairman.
I don't care if they don't like the fucking manager. I don't care, right? If they don't like the manager. At the end of the day, even if you don't like the man, there's no excuse to say you don't care. Because at the end of the day, mate, you're getting paid a lot of fucking money.
Right? He's not saying he doesn't care about Arsenal. I'm not saying that he said that.
There are doctors saving fucking lives out there, saving lives for fucking peanuts, and these players have got the cheek for 60 grand a week to say I couldn't be bothered, especially average players. Players, not even. I wouldn't mind if he was a fucking superstar. El Nini. Do me a fucking favour, mate. No, I've heard enough, mate. I've heard enough, mate. It's fucking disgusting. I wish Diesel didn't tell me that, man.
Sorry, Claude.
No. I'm glad you left it till the end of the show. I'm glad you left it till the end of the show, because it would ruin the whole fucking show. Thank you. Right.
I'll have to look it up anyway, and we'll have to talk about that next time.
Yeah. Have a look.
I hope you're not winding us up, Diesel, with this.
No. Look, I don't joke about things like that, Claude. It's there in black and white. What can't speak, can't lie. It is absolutely there. Beaker, love you, mate. Love you. Thank you very much, man. Really nice guy. Always really complimentary to us in the chat. Thank you very much. And also, right, member stream. What's going on with this? Anthony's asked a question. What's going on? When are we doing it?
Because we've been busy, but we'll definitely do what we definitely
might do it Thursday night.
Yeah, might do. No, we've got the prediction show, innit?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
All right, let's do. Am I right in saying that'll be on the community page? Obviously, they can see all that. Yeah. So that'll be on there.
We do apologise. It's just been so busy, mate.
So don't forget, Thursday, 11 o'clock, on in the morning. Really early start, I know. Sorry about that, but we're trying to fit in with everybody else's work patterns. And then Thursday night, we'll be doing our weekly prediction show for the weekend. So we'll look forward to seeing you all then.
Lodestar, something we agree on. Thank you. I love you. I think even Claude agrees with that. I don't like my boss, but I still give my all. Mate, I couldn't. Yeah, bang on.
I couldn't still stand my ex, but I still gave it my all. So
hey, go on, Claude.
You know what I'm saying?
Claude still put a shift in. He still put a shift in, Claude, didn't it, Claude?
Right, boys, I need to go. If you want to carry on, it's fine. I'm going to shoot.
No, I know you got to go. I know you got to.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I'm sorry about the language, but Diesel did get me off to the on the wrong foot. But
I'm glad it was Diesel and not me tonight.
It was you earlier.
you earlier. You're a wind-up merchant. You are. You're a bloody wind-up merchant. You are. You do it on purpose to get me going. You do. Fucking crap you come out.
You know I love you really, Claudiola. You know I love you really.
Nice.
DJ DQ.
I'll tell you what, you thought Ty was bad. You're getting like Ty, mate. I'll tell you. I had to suffer him for years. I don't want to suffer that again. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a nice evening. Well, it's not much left of the evening, but whatever you're doing at home, enjoy the rest of the evening. Well, try and enjoy it. And we'll see you on Thursday, yeah?
Thursday morning. Thursday early rise, 11 a.m.
Okay, take care. Take care, everyone.
Cheers, guys. All the best, yeah? Wish you well.
Bye.
Love yous.